before the orders were collapsed. There were small voices.
This is Theo Weiss, a boy pressed into a man. This is Sergeant Geese, a man who believes the world is a... You didn't think to find them again, Tay. You just ran away.
I didn't run.
She has a name. Mucklehead.
The engines died first. Fuel goes as fast as trust out here, Bay. And both were running on empty.
Don't thank me. Thank Schmidt. I wanted to leave you that.
Why weren't you holding your position? Orders are easy on maps. On the ground, every step is an accusation.
They came with dirt under their nails and a plea in a language some of them pretended not to understand.
Prostitutes.
Traitors! Names are weapons. Traitor is easier than asking a question. Easier than hearing an answer!
We both are trained nurses.
Our orders were to move out, but orders are paper that flutters when a life is on the line.
Lieber knew how to cut meat into pieces the world could not argue with. War taught him to use that knowledge on men.
He needs iodine, morphine, clean bandages. If your hands can heal him, you may survive the hour.
There's no such thing as too much, Bay. Not out here. A stick of tobacco is a rosary for sinners.
Eat. Stay alive. Don't let them win you, that's what he said, with a mouthful of bread and grit.
A soldier's memory of home can be a dangerous thing when mixed with the power of a rifle.
If you give up, you're letting them win. But sometimes survival tastes like the surrender of the soul.
They will call it discipline. The ones under boot call it theft of dignity.
Get back in position!
Everything pauses for only an order, then motion takes the place of thought. When bullets make ornaments of men, promises are the only currency left for the living.
We move, we leave, we tell ourselves it was necessary. The truth will sit like a stone.
A silver case is a confession in the hands of a man convinced the world owes him.
He remembered a son he barely knew. Memory is a cruel parent.
Hands find what words could not. The country becomes a nest of small violences.
In my book, doing nothing is its own violence, and the night keeps score.
She refused to leave. She would not trade loyalty for safety.
Russian! Across that line, a nameless enemy becomes a thunder the heart must answer.
Weiss fumbles with a cigarette. Muckle hums when she's scared. Each small thing is a lifeline.
Feet find a rhythm, the only drum they can trust.
What do you do with mercy when mercy is normal? How about you? Vice, is it?
We took jokes where we could. Humor is a small rebellion.
The sky can be an enemy and a promise. Today, it's only a rumor.
Rosa Alexandrova, Nina Maria Kina. Two names like a bridge we were not promised.
Before this, a street hummed with bread and arguments. Now only ghosts walk those lanes.
Guilt is a small animate. It returns what it stole.
The ground remembers every thunder. It learns to keep secrets in its tremors. Every choice is a cost. Stay and die slow, or move and gamble on speed.
They hummed the songs their mothers
forgot to keep.
When a bullet wants your name, it does not ask permission.
I'm not gonna stop fighting until every single one of them is wiped off!
He promised the stars, venge your hands.
I'm not gonna stop fighting until every single one of them is wiped off!
Vengeance is a light that burns your hands.
They said women like her, as if that erased the fact they were people first.
He is still a boy, wrapped in an old man's armor.
If you believe a thing in the dark, it grows teeth by morning.
We lost everything. We have nothing to barter but our hands.
Sleep is a brief theft of time from fear.
Dawn arrives like ledger paper. Everything is counted again.
A scarf tells more than a map. It speaks of who passed and what they carried.
Russian! Whispers were sharpened into commands. We go silent or die loud.
We will move like shadows, not to be seen, only felt afterward. Our lives depend on the rhythm of the plan. Miss a beat, and the music ends.
Bullets make little claims on flesh. They leave the rest to memory.
She went down with a name on her lips and a promise in her fingers. What comes next is a choice none of them were ready to make.
He hit the ground with the taste of promise in his mouth and the dust in his throat. For a second, the world forgot how to move.
Check his pockets! Check his breath! Check for the small things that mean a life hasn't slipped yet.
The silver case looked like a comet. Small, inevitable, bearing other people's names.
She would not leave him. Loyalty is not politics. It is a simple weather you cannot argue with.
An order is a shape in the air. He had to decide whether to let it fall or to catch it in his hands.
We have to move!
No, we leave no one!
Your voice will make the map of me.
We have to move!
No, we leave no one!
Your voice will make the map of me! We have to move!
No, we leave no one!
Your voice will make the map of me!
He remembered that laugh. Memory sank like an anchor in his throat.
There are more of them than there used to be, the scout breathed.
That sentence folds the map.
We take him to the ruined barn. Move fast, move quiet. The ground listens to the loud.
We moved like men in a story who had learned silence was the only safe consonant. Make the wound quiet, they said. Soften the world enough for him to breathe.
Keep a promise, he said. Keep your name. Come back with me.
Other boots drew a map across our outskirts. Their lanterns cut the dark like questions.
Violence multiplies like tinder. Some wanted to add a spark, others wanted to bury it.
A whistle is a small defiance.
Promise me, you lying snake!
Once, someone broke a promise to him and left a scar that counted his heartbeats.
A single sound is a sentence. We all held our breath to see who would speak next.
Bullets write answers to loud questions. We learned to listen with our bodies.
They worked like seamstresses on the ragged cloth of life, their hands refusing to be ordinary.
A paper promise in a time of iron. Maybe it was superstition. Maybe it was courage. Words became weapons. The space between them filled with rumor.
Once you allow a cruelty, it grows a border. On one side stands safety, on the other stands your soul.
I will not, he said to him. A simple sentence that carried a forest of consequences.
There are thieves in every story, me. Some steal for survival, some for emptier reasons.
Tiredness is the cousin of cruelty. It invites shortcuts that the day would have denied.
Even those who have learned to cut can still carry a tune that stitches a moment together.
A child's shoe turns a strategic landscape into a household, and it is harder to destroy a household.
We stole laughter like we stole bread, with the fear we'd be found out.
Dawn reopens the ledger. Every plan insists on a consequence.
We risk it all on a line drawn in hope. Hope is thin, but often the only thing that keeps men walking.
There is dignity in preparation, a small ritual that turns fear into motion.
If any of us die, let one letter survive. A small insistence that we were not only machines.
We move as though the land is listening. Every step is a prayer we do not trust.
Some dangers come with signage. Others hide like secrets the earth keeps.
The ground answered with a mouthful of smoke. A single misstep is the grammar of this place.
We moved like brothers toward the burn, because some debts are paid only in sweat.
One voice above the rest decided our tempo, the crack of a distant rifle. He rose like a candle to make a path for others. Candles go out in wind, but their light matters. We fled like people with paper hearts, clumsy, urgent, determined not to stop.
He confessed a mistake that had the quiet weight of a stone. The others listened like it was rain.
For a half hour, we pretended the world was a room, and we had locked the door.
He confessed a mistake that had the quiet weight of a stone. The others listened like it was rain.
A ribbon is small, but some stitches do miracles for the spirit.
Rumor is a map drawn in frightened ink. It moves faster than truth and feels heavier.
We would walk between teeth and hope to be invisible enough to slip the bite.
When all words failed, our hands rehearsed the next lines for us.
Darkness is an agreement. It does not ask. It only hides.
Flares are traitors with light. They reveal the secret things we tried to hide.
A graze is a reminder that randomness has favorites. Tonight, it favored us with warning.
Even in ruins, a stone can be holy if you need something to kneel to.
I once thought leaving would be the same as saving, she said. War taught her what those words actually mean.
Signals are promises to the ears. When they break, the sky answers with noise.
Chaos doesn't shout. It arrives with a dozen small sounds that together form a scream.
He put a shoulder where a line could have been.
and paid for the kindness with pain.
We counted heads like you count prayers. Slowly, hopefully, and with fear.
Trust is a currency we rarely have and often need. We accepted because what else was there?
We would try the hidden path. It was narrow and honest in equal measures. We walked between hedges and ghosts, every step a pact with the dark.
The world answered with thunder. He reached for the small thing he thought might mean anything at all, and the sky tore open.
The sky had broken. What fell afterward was a grammar none of us had learned.
We thumbed our names like rosaries, willing the list to end the same as it began.
A small thing survived the thunder, and for some reason that made it holy.
We move at first light. We carry what we can. We do not decide who stays on the ground.
His name was not a program. It was a person we now had the duty to remember.
We buried him where the earth would hold him. A small defiance of the sky's appetite.
Michael.
His name was not a program. It was a person we now had the duty to remember.
We cover what the world has exposed. It is a small mercy, but it is ours to give.
Maps are suggestions until the world interrupts. Then they become ugly puzzles.
Silence buys distance. Speed buys exposure. We chose to listen.
In a life before this, someone called him for dinner. Now, dinner calls for him.
An empty cache is a story ended badly for someone else.
We decided necessity could be honest. Survival redefined sin. A medicine that once cost money now counts like prayer.
We learned to barter with human economies because the other economies had failed.
Hills have a grammar of their own. They teach you what you can carry.
Night asks questions we don't want to answer. We watch so it doesn't ask them to us.
I took a choice once, and it haunts the map I make of myself, he said.
Weather is an ally if it hides your sound, an enemy if it reveals your tracks.
The world kept reminding us we were temporary in its story.
Hope is a place you point to on a ruined map. We pointed, then stepped.
A flare is a question with fire. You answer at your own risk.
David! Oh my God, David!
When a stranger becomes a friend in the field, the world bends back toward trust for a breath.
The new map was shorter and meaner, but it might get us home.
A hot spoon is a small proof that the world still remembers how to feed.
The final stretch is always the cruelest. Hope and danger run the same road.
The ridge keeps a ledger. Our names could be in its next entry.
We moved like a chorus, learning the same quiet line.
A smile on a soldier is an ally's currency you never expected to earn.
Stories are the first aid of the mind. They stitch the distance between one heart and the next.
Care doesn't erase what happened, but it teaches the body how to continue.
Some debts ask to be paid in public. Shame can be a strange kind of repair.
I could have chosen otherwise, he admitted. Choosing not to has a cost I pay nightly.
We would go home by the road that still allowed it, unwilling to let fear reroute our lives forever.
We row not because we expect it to be read, but because words make ghosts less lonely.
Be safe.
Always.
Leaving is a ceremony as old as war. Hands squeeze once, then the road takes you.
We passed like ghosts through the edges of other lives, unsure if we were welcome or warned.
Even a road can be a riddle. We slow to answer it with caution.
Some people mend in ways that aren't measured by maps. They feed, bandage, and smile.
Promises between strangers are fragile, but we wrap them like warm clothes anyway.
The flag looked like a question finally getting an answer.
Papers in order?
Yes, sir.
A stamp and a nod. Bureaucracy feels tender when it means survival.
Reunions are complicated. Some reunions are answers. Some are questions left open.
Paper will try to account for bodies, but not for what they learned.
He had kept his promise, but at the cost of a weight that didn't lift with victory.
He laid the small thing down as if releasing a bell. It would ring in someone else's hands now.
We returned to maps with different margins. Some of us would redraw our lives entirely.
We survived, she said. That is not the same as being unchanged. We carry both.
Morning remembers how to begin again. We